like it's just crazy the improvement that he got to now. I remember when he probably couldn't catch a soul. Now he catching every pass that come to him. You know, you get what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. Like just to see him blossom on a level that he.
So he used to not be able to catch balls at all. Tell me about that. What happened?
I mean, he could catch, but it just wasn't how it is now. Right?
Thanks.
Hey, Mark. I wanted to ask you about kind of the mood in the secondary without Richard this week. How has the team kind of rallied around, going forward without him and the adjustments you guys have had to make back there?
We rally as a team. Like normally when things like this happen, there's always next man up mentality. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like the team is doing well right now. I feel like we got the guys that came in, the person that was behind him, Chris Smith. He's came in and he's been watching film. He's been doing everything he needs to do to get the task done this week. So I feel like we're in a good position.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to Connor Riley, followed by Seth Emerson.
Yeah, Mark, you mentioned Chris there. What have you sort of seen from him this week as he's preparing to make his first start, and what do you think he does well as a player?
I feel like Chris is a very vocal player. He's a very physical player, and that's what you want as a safety or somebody that's next to you in the defensive backfield. Like he's very vocal, and he does his job very well. You get what I'm saying? He's definitely ready for the opportunity that's in front of him.
Mark, I'm most interested in whether you're going to be lined up on I'm sure that you're not going to tell me the defensive plan, but what is the overall difference between Florida when they have a guy like him, like Pitts, and Alabama when they had all that speed on the outside?
When you got a guy like Kyle, it's just like you can put him anywhere. You get what I'm saying? He's making plays from all over the field, 1, 2, 3. You put him anywhere, tight end. You get what I'm saying? He's blocking. You get what I'm saying? You just don't know when he's going to attack, where he's going to attack from, and that can make it hard as a defense.
Okay, let's go to Jake Rowe, followed by Bailey Johnson.
I'm good, Tim. I don't have anything.
Okay, Bailey?
I'm also good. Sorry.
That's quite all right. Let's see. Chip Towers, followed by Mike Griffith.
Yeah, Mark, I'm never going to pass up the possibility to ask a question. Just Florida's offense overall. I mean, it is Kyle Pitts. It's a lot of other things too. Kadarius Toney's really done a good job this year. Defensively, can you compare this challenge to perhaps what you saw against Alabama, and how much of a motivation is that? Georgia has a great defense. Florida has a good offense. How much of a motivation is that as opposed to, top 10 matchup and SEC East championship?
Just to think about it, like Florida is a very explosive offense. And just like Bama, they're a very explosive offense. And it's very hard to air raid and just put everybody out. You know what I'm saying? When you got a lot of talent and at every position you got like somebody that can make a play, it makes it very hard on a defense like ours. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like Florida's pretty good.
Just to be clear, you play in the Star. You will draw Kyle Pitts quite a few times probably during the game, right?
Definitely. If he lines up there, yes.
Unmute yourself, Mike.
Yeah. Hey, Mark. We were talking a little bit about last year's game, and Pitts and Trask are a constant. But when I look at the box score, I see a lot of new guys out there that I didn't see last year. Can you just talk about how similar Florida looks? Do they look completely reloaded? And I've heard some Florida writers suggest that Tony may be almost as explosive as Waddle was. Does he look that dynamic to you, and what do they look like, even though there's new names and numbers out there?
I feel like everybody on Florida, everybody that lines up, every receiver in Florida is good. You get what I'm saying? They deserve their respect. And I feel like Tony's just as good I feel like Tony is Tony. You get what I'm saying? And Waddle is Waddle. But Tony is a very great player himself. He's very explosive. I think he's very slept on, but he's definitely explosive.
Okay, let's go to Jillian McIntyre, followed by Palmer Tomes.
Hey, Mark. How do you think Florida-Georgia ranks among all of Georgia's rivalries, in your opinion?
I'll probably say is the biggest one because I mean I always look at it as the biggest one because it's the next one. But you know, when it gets around this time, you just feel it. It just feels different. You know, every time we play Florida, I mean, it's not like any like arguing or anything going on. It's just feel different when we get to this week. You know what I'm saying? I feel like every game is a big game, but this game, I feel like this will be the biggest.
Yeah, Mark, with
Thank you.
Richard, with Richard out and you being a senior in the secondary, do you feel like you're someone that has to take on more of a responsibility in terms of the vocalness and communication, or is that something that falls on the person who takes Richard's position?
No, you know, being a DB at Georgia, we probably everybody on like, you know, stepping up and being leaders. So there's really no like fallout or anything. Like we expect everybody to be vocal, you get what I'm saying, and hold their own, you know what I'm saying, and like be where their feet are. So it's just like, you know, next man up, and then whoever's in, communicate. You know, my job is to communicate to him, and he communicates back to me, and that makes the play.
Okay, we got time for 2 more questions. We'll go to Brandon Sudge, followed by Lance McCurley.
Hey, Mark, to follow up on Richard and his injury, can you kind of take me through what your emotions are, what the emotions were personally as you heard that news? How have you kind of kept in touch with him? Like, so what was that whole situation like for you?
It was a very touching experience for sure. I didn't know what to do at the time, but I definitely, this crazy guy just seen him today. You know what I'm saying? He was good. You know what I'm saying? All I could do at the time was pray for him. You know what I'm saying? I hope that he get through this situation and be better than he was before it even happened.
So when he came up to see y'all this afternoon, can you tell me what that all was like because after he's been in the hospital for all this time, I suppose?
I'm just happy to see him. You know what I'm saying? Happy to see him walking around doing what he needs to do. You know what I'm saying? Getting treatment and everything, because I know, you know, he's better than what he was before. You know what I'm saying? It could be worse. You know what I'm saying? So I just thank God that he's in the position that he's in now to be able to get treatment, get everything, and get all his scars and everything cleaned up.
Hey, Mark, someone may have asked this already, but you being a senior and, you know, especially Richard being out, obviously, and you being from Philadelphia, since first, did you have any, like, idea how big the Georgia-Florida game was before you got here? And just how it's elevated, because could possibly decide the SEC. So what does it mean this year, especially when you're a senior?
When I first came in, I really didn't know anything about it, but like now, like when you're here, you definitely know you know what I'm saying, the level of like just the uproar of the game. You just know that this is the biggest game, one of the biggest games, and you know we're both two top teams in the East. You know what I'm saying, and whoever wins normally goes to the championship. So, you know, this is a big game for us.
All right, Mark, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, we will have Nakobe Dean up very shortly.
Thank you.